Hi, you're looking to change or achieve something new in your life, but it's currently not working out for you? Well, there's a good chance that that's to do with your mindset. And in this video, I'm going to explain why that is, what happens for most people, and how you can put that right. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Mark Rhodes and welcome back to Massively Improved, the channel that makes personal development easy to do and makes it real for you. Yeah, a lot of people want to change things all the time in their lives. Maybe they want to be more confident, maybe they want to be more successful, they want to learn a new skill, they want to develop a new hobby. It can be anything. Maybe it's even the case that at work or in their business some change is happening that they've got to deal with. Whatever it is where you've got to start doing things differently and change the way you do things, and then usually that's the sort of thing we've got to do if we want to take things to the next level or develop something or grow in some way. We're going to have to do things that are different to what we're currently doing, because what we're currently doing, of course, has brought us to where we currently are. So all of these things, no matter what it is in life, if we want to develop, grow or change, it involves change. It involves doing things differently. And mindset is often the biggest barrier to this. Now you see this with sports people all the time. You can have top performing sports people that all of a sudden they lose it and they have 3, 4, 5, 6 months or more of not achieving in their sport. They're in a sort of downward phase. Now, of course, they haven't lost their skills overnight. That's not what's happened. What's happened is their mindset has been affected. Something has affected their mindset and some level of belief has gone. Now, when we're looking to change and develop something, as I say, our mindset is often the biggest barrier. And the reason is our minds are looking to, for most of us, protect us all the time. It's that built-in prehistoric instinct that wants us to be protected. And where we are is safe, we know it, so it's a protected environment. So when change comes along or we want to change something, what happens is most people, even though they desperately want the change, they desperately want more confidence, they desperately want more success, they desperately want to be able to stand up and speak in front of a room of people, or they desperately want to be able to be more confident when they're out in public, whatever it is, when they start to think about that change and what's needed, their mind, for most people, starts thinking about all the reasons why it won't work. And it starts to come up with a list of negative reasons as to why you won't be able to do this, why you won't be able to achieve this, why this won't work out for you. And the problem with that is you then start to notice that evidence and build evidence to support it and never get the motivation or confidence to go about and do the change. So what successful people do is they know this and they either focus on it or they naturally do it. But what they know is they know that the key to achieving change and the key to doing things differently is to not focus on why it won't work, but instead focus on how could it work. What could I do to make this work? How could this work? It's a shift. You see, our minds are designed to constantly answer questions. We constantly think about things, which is like a question to the mind, and then the mind answers it. But most people are asking the wrong questions. So as I say, most people are asking why it won't work. Oh, that won't work because I've never done it before. It won't work because I'm never good at that sort of thing. It won't work because other people that are doing it have got far more experience than me. It won't work because other people doing it are far more qualified than me. What will happen then is your mind will focus on spotting that evidence, because that's how our minds work. There'll be loads and loads of evidence out there to support why you could do it and how you could do it, and loads of solutions, but rarely will you spot them because you'll be in a why it won't work focus, and your mind will show you evidence to support that time and time again, and you'll become more and more convinced that you can't do whatever it is you're looking to do. If you switch it and force yourself to switch and say, right, I'm not going to think about that, and yet your mind will pull you back to that from time to time, but consciously sit down and focus. How could I make this work? What could I do to make things better? How could I find a solution? The ideas will start to come to you. You have an idea to read a particular book or look something up on the internet or something like that. Ideas will start to come if you ask your mind the right question. Your mind will only show you what it thinks is relevant. This is why, and I love to use this example because a lot of people have experienced it. You may be at home, you may be in the office, you may be at work, whatever, and you're busy merrily away working or doing something, involved in something, and you have not heard that noisy air conditioning unit or that noisy fan. But somebody says to you, isn't that fan noisy? Isn't that air conditioning noisy? And all of a sudden you can't get that noise out of your head. Because you were focused on what you were doing, the noise of the fan wasn't relevant to you, so you weren't even physically hearing it. But as soon as somebody mentioned it, it became relevant, so you started to hear that noise. It's why those of us that decide we want to get a new car, particular model, particular colour, we rarely see that car until we get one, and then we see those cars everywhere, don't we? We see them everywhere and we wonder what's gone on. All of a sudden, since I've got one of these cars, I'm seeing cars just like mine everywhere. That's the mind in action. That's the mind showing you what's relevant. So if you go around thinking about why things won't work and all the reasons why they won't work, and you're in that problem focus, what the mind is going to do is it's going to show you all the stuff that supports why it won't work. But if you can force yourself to sit down, change track and start thinking, well, how could I make this work? What could I do differently? You will start to have ideas, and the mind will start to see that how do we make this work? How do I make this work? How could I possibly do this? The mind will start to see that's what's relevant to you and start to show you those ideas. So, very powerful technique. It's one of the things that I have to cover with virtually every talk I do in the corporate world, every coaching session I do, because every time people are involved in situations where things need to change. They need to change what they do, they need to change how they act, they need to change behaviours, and constantly most of these people are not making progress until they make that switch, until they stop thinking about why things won't work and start thinking about how could I make it work. Amazing things happen, amazing transformations happen. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and you'll find it useful. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, like. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button below so that you'll get notified when I release a new video. If there's a little bell notification on your device, if you click that, YouTube will let you know as soon as I've released a new video. I release a new video every Sunday to help you to massively improve. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.